Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kuru Me Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada. Om Shri Mahaganapataye Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Asmadgurubhyo Namaha. Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavad Padam Shankaram Loka Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Ishvaro Guru Ratmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavad Vyapta Dehaya Dakshina Namaha Sri Medha Dakshinamurti Swamine Namaha. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvi Navadhetamastu Mam Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Gratitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamritavarshiniim Bhagavatim Ashtadashadhyayinim Ambatvam Anusandadhami Bhagavad Gite Bhavadveshinim Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Marutaha Stunvanti Divyaisthavaihi Vedai Sankapadakramopanishadaihi Gayanti Yam Samagaha Dhyanavastita Dadgatena Manasam Pashyanti Yam Yoginaha Yasyantanna Vidusura Suraganaha Devaya Tasmai Namaha. Namaste once again, everyone. So before we start the class,
Namaskaram, Guruji. Namaskaram.
for those who are, most of you are students of Mundaka Upanishad also. Yesterday, I disclosed my health condition there. Very elaborately, we had a discussion. But today, I don't intend to have a long discussion now. I'll just inform you what is my condition. So that, that is the update. See, I have been diagnosed with a heart problem, and the heart walls are thickened, and the efficiency of the left ventricle is 25%. Nothing can be done about it. The doctor says it is irreversible. So I will have to manage the rest of my life with diet, medication, and moderate exercises. So this is what the doctor has told, and I am already started on that. And it will go on as long as it goes on, it will go. Okay. So that is the update that I wanted to give. And the second announcement that I wanted to make was that today I want to complete the 6th chapter and also the summary of the 6th chapter. So probably I may take about 10-15 minutes extra rather. So please bear with me so that next week we can start the 7th chapter. Okay. So with those introduction, we will start. Yoginamapi sarvesham Bhagate nantaratmana Shraddhavan bhajate yomam Same yukta tamo mataha. Last sloka of the 6th chapter. So in the last 2 slokas of the 6th chapter, Krishna is concluding the teachings of this chapter by glorifying the mediator and thereby glorifying the Vedantic meditation. I hope you remember where we left off. Yes. Otherwise, after the class, you can go and pick up the threads. And in the previous sloka, he said, a dhyana yogi, that is a Vedantic meditator, a nididhyasaka, He is greater than tapasvis, ascetics. He is considered even greater than jnana yogis who have completed Shravanam and Mananam. And the Vedantic meditator is greater than even Karma yogis also, because he is just one step away from the goal of moksha. And therefore, he advised in the previous sloka Arjuna to become a dhyana yogi, a nididhyasaka. And in this sloka, he continues to glorify the meditator by saying that even among the dhyana yogis, that faithful one who meditates upon me with mind absorbed in me is considered by me as the best yogi. So, almost the same idea as the previous verse. We have already seen the word meaning and the anvaya of this in the last class, so I am not repeating them. So, Krishna says that the meditator is the greatest sadhaka. Meditator means Vedantic meditator, because he is closest to the destination. In the previous verse, Krishna only said that the meditator is the greatest. Now here he answers, meditator of what? Because meditation can be on anything. Even, for murder and all that, they use the word premeditated murder, isn't it? So it appears that even for murder, one requires meditation. Not this kind of meditation, different kind. A sankalpa has to be done, has to be made. And therefore Krishna says, Yaha mat gatena antaratmana shraddhavan mam bhajate. The one who meditates on me, the Lord, the Atma. Here, Krishna, we must remember, is talking from the standpoint of his Atma Swarupam, Brahma Swarupam. So meditation is not on Lord Krishna, the Yadava king, or Lord Krishna, Arjuna's friend, or Lord Krishna as an avatar of Vishnu. None of them. Meditation is on Lord Krishna, on his Swarupa, Brahma Swarupa. So, when he is saying Mam, we should understand that he is referring to his Nirguna Brahma Swarupa, because the subject matter is Nididhyasanam, Vedantic meditation. So obviously, contextually, we have to take that meaning only. So, Krishna Paramatmanam Bhajate. Bhajate means Dhyayate. The one who meditates upon God. God means Brahman. God as what? If you go back to the previous verses, you will know that God is a very Atma, not God as a person located in a place. Because Krishna has said, Atma samstam mana kritva na kinchidapi chintayet. Earlier he has said that. So one should not meditate with Krishna as a person, but as Krishna, as Paramatma. So yaha mat matena mam bhajate. Yaha mat gatena mam bhajate. And that too how? Shraddhava. With all Shraddha. That meditation will help me in becoming a jnanastaha, in becoming Jivan Mukta. Faith in the efficacy of meditation. Madgatena antaratmana. The mind absorbed in me. Here antaratma means the mind. Madgatena means absorbed in me. So with a mind absorbed in me, that means with total concentration and commitment, the one who meditates upon me, the Parama Atma, Saha Yukta Tamaha. He is the greatest sadhaka or yogi, among whom Sarvesham Yoginam, amongst the all yogis. So among all the yogis means one who practices karma or upasana or shravanam or manana. These are the three types of yogi he has talked about. Karma yogi, then, jnana yogi, he said. But jnana yogi, we have already seen, means those who have completed shravanam and mananam and have not yet come to nididhyasana. So amongst all of them, this nididhyasaka yogi is yukta tamaha. Yukta tamaha, tamah pratyaya is used, superlative degree, greatest yogi. Me mataha, this is my teaching. So Krishna closes the chapter there. Om Tat Sat iti Srimad Bhagawad Gitashu Upanishatsu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre Sri Krishnarjuna Samvade Atma Sanyama Yogo Nama Shashtodhyayah. So that's the chapter, the sixth chapter named Atma Sanyama Yoga in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, which is the essence of the Upanishad, which deals with knowledge of Brahman as well as the preparatory disciplines, and which is in the form of a dialogue between Krishna and Arjuna. So this is the ending of the sixth chapter. Now we will go to the summary. So we will start the summary of the sixth chapter, and as I said, by taking a little extra time, I would like to complete it, so that next Friday we can start the seventh chapter. And also I may announce, I think in the last class or the previous class, somebody had requested me for a explanation on the power of prayers. I had promised that I had actually given a talk long back on that subject. I said I will do it in the next class, but this class I want to complete the sixth chapter. So next class beginning, I will talk about the power of prayers, relevance of prayers, and then we will start the seventh chapter. Okay. So the sixth chapter deals with one of the most important topics of the entire spiritual discipline, without which this discipline is not complete. Spiritual journey is not complete. And that topic is meditation. And in my introduction, I talked about the role of meditation in the spiritual sadhana. I had pointed out then that meditation is twofold. One is meditation to be practiced before one exposes oneself to Vedantic teaching. Vedantic teaching called Vedanta Shravanam. And this meditation, which is to be practiced before Vedanta Shravanam, is called preparatory meditation. And we call it Upasanam. Upasanam means the meditation done before you enter Jnana Yoga. And Upasanam prepares the mind for doing the Vedanta Shravanam. And therefore, a person has to practice Upasana first and then prepare the mind, and through that come to Vedanta Shravanam. Then I talked about the varieties of Upasanas, which is generally defined as Saguna Ishvara Dhyanam, dwelling upon the Lord with attributes. So Saguna Ishvara Dhyanam is Upasanam. And after this Upasanam, when a person does the Vedanta Shravanam, it will lead to self-knowledge. And you should remember, self-knowledge has to take place only through Guru Upadesha. And it will definitely take place if the person has prepared the mind through Upasana. Vedanta Shravanam is bound to give self-knowledge. And now suppose a person has not done Upasanam before. Naturally, the mind is not fully qualified. And when such a person who is underqualified or unqualified, when such a person listens to Vedantic teaching, certainly knowledge will take place, but that knowledge will not be that powerful, and it will not be possible for that person to assimilate that knowledge into the system. Knowledge will be there like oil floating on water. The knowledge will stand separate from the personality. There will be a gap between what that person knows and what that person is. So that actual ideology rift or difference will be there. And it is not because of the defecting teaching, because the mind has not been prepared through upasana. And if it is an underprepared mind, and thus the Vedanta Shravanam, Jnanam will take place, but Jnana Nishta, assimilation, does not take place. And therefore, what we have to do, the Vedantic Shravanam should be followed by another type of meditation, which is called Vedantic meditation or Nididhyasana. In fact, a person with a fully prepared mind, if he comes to Vedanta Shravanam, Shravanam itself is sufficient for such a person to give him moksha. He doesn't need to go through Nididhyasanam and even Mananam also. Things are so clear in his mind because the mind is very clean, very pure. Chitta Shuddhi is very good. So when that is not done properly, and when we all have come to Vedanta Shravanam without understanding all these things, but we do have some background of doing upasana, doing puja, meditation and all on Saguna Ishvara. So Vedanta Nididhya, this meditation or Nididhyasanam becomes compulsory. So that is the role of Nididhyasanam, especially when sufficient upasana has not been done as a preparation for Vedanta Shravanam. So those who have avoided upasanam or not been able to do will have to follow Shravanam by Nididhyasanam. And Nididhyasanam is defined as Nirguna Ishvara Dhyana. We defined Upasanam as Saguna Ishvara Dhyanam. Nididhyasanam is defined as Nirguna Ishvara Dhyanam, which is nothing but Atma Dhyanam. Because Nirguna Ishvara happens to be the very Chaitanyam, Atma Swarupa. And this we can call Vedantic meditation. And in this Vedantic meditation, a person dwells upon the teaching received during Shravanam. And this dwelling is done for a length of time so that knowledge enters into my mind. It enters into my subconscious personality. In short, it irrigates my whole personality so that I and the knowledge become one. Therefore, we have to understand Vedantic meditation does not produce any new knowledge. But Vedantic meditation helps in the assimilation of the knowledge. It is not the cause for jnanam, it is the cause of jnana nishta. So now, if you put these three disciplines in perspective, I can give you three statements. Upasana gives jnana yogyata. Shravanam gives jnanam. Nididhyasanam gives jnana nishtha. And this is the essence of this sixth chapter. Upasana gives jnana yogyata. Vedanta Shravanam gives Jnanam. And in fact, Vedanta Shravanam alone can give Jnanam. And Nididhyasanam gives Jnana Nishtha. And the word Dhyanam is a common word used for Upasanam also and also for Nididhyasanam. So preparatory meditation is also called Dhyanam. Assimilatory meditation is also called Dhyanam. But if you want to make a distinction, you can say first one is Upasana Dhyanam and the last one is Nididhyasana Dhyanam. And now, naturally, the question will be, what is the topic or subject matter of the sixth chapter? If you call it Dhyana Yoga, it is called Upasana Dhyanam or Nitidhyasana Dhyanam. If you call it Atma Sanyama Yoga. So depending, sixth chapter can be, the teachings of Krishna can be used in both the ways. So as people who are doing Shravanam has done Shravanam, we are taking an interpretation of the sixth chapter as Nididhyasana Dhyana. Whereas people who have not yet done Shravanam, but they go through the sixth chapter, they understand the sixth chapter, they can use the same methodology which Krishna teaches for Upasana Dhyana. But from Krishna's perspective, based upon the contents of the sixth chapter, we can say that Vedantic meditation is the subject matter of the sixth chapter. Now, why does Krishna introduce Vedantic meditation here? Because Krishna feels Shravanam is already done by Arjuna in the second chapter, third chapter, fourth chapter, and fifth chapters. 4 chapters he has completed and listened to everything about Vedanta from Krishna. His questions have been answered. We have seen Karma Yoga, he has seen Jnana Yoga. So now Krishna feels that now it's time to introduce Vedantic meditation to Arjuna for assimilation, for digestion of what has been eaten in the 4 chapters. And Krishna deals with this topic extensively in this chapter. In fact, on this subject matter of meditation, we don't find much analysis in any other part of the scriptures. Only in Bhagavad Gita it is dealt with in so much detail. There are some instructions in Yoga Shastra and all that. But contextually, here it is dealt with in great detail. So now the entire chapter can be divided into 6 portions. What are they? Number 1, Bahiranga Sadhanani, or general disciplines to be observed by a person throughout the day for successful meditation. Second topic is Antaranga Sadhanani, specific disciplines to be observed just before the practice of meditation. Then the third topic is Dhyana Swarupa, the actual process of meditation. What exactly is meditation? And whenever I say Dhyanam, remember, should be taken as Nididhyasana. Vedantic meditation. Then the fourth topic is Dhyana Phalam, the benefit of meditation. Fifth topic is Dhyana Pratibandha Pariharau, the obstacles to meditation and their remedies. And in fact, these 5 topics are the ones which are dealing with meditation. The sixth topic which Krishna talks about is incidental. We can call it an aside topic. And that is Yoga Brashta. And that topic he talks about because of a question Arjuna asked. So that topic is prompted by Arjuna's pessimism, we can call, in spite of Krishna's encouragement. Because even after Krishna's teaching, if Arjuna was diffident, what to talk of all of us? So Krishna just consoles Arjuna, proceeds to answer his question with a positive approach, which topic is called Yoga Brashta topic. So these are the 6 topics. Now I will give you a brief note on each topic. First one is Bahiranga Sadhanani, which is dealt with in verses 1 to 9 and also 16 and 17. So 9 plus 2, 11 verses. Bahiranga Sadhanani is dealt with. General disciplines. In general discipline, Krishna includes Karma Yoga as a very important discipline for successful meditation. A Karma Yogi alone can practice meditation successfully. A Karmi who does all the rituals and all karmas, who does all the karmas, but without the attitude of Karma Yoga. So such a karmi cannot practice meditation. He can sit in meditation, but everything else other than meditation will be happening. And the reason is, as Krishna says, a karma yogi is one who is able to accept all actions that he has to do in life without grumbling. Because one of the sources of mental disturbance is doing things without loving that job. When I keep doing on things without having a love for that, there is a split in my personality. The mind does not want to do, but body has to do, which means there is stress and strain. Whereas a karma yogi accepts all action with Ishwararpana buddhi, and not only a karma yogi loves whatever he has to do because of the position in the family, in the society, in the organization, but he also accepts all the consequences of his action. So not only karma he accepts the karma phalam also. Karma he accepts with Ishwararpana bhavana. Karma phalam he accepts with prasada bhavana. And because of these Ishwararpana prasada bhavanas, a karma yogi enjoys a stress-free mind. In fact, karma yoga is the best method of stress management. And such a mind, which is stress-free, Krishna calls it samatvam yoga uchyate. A karma yogi enjoys a mind which is free from violent reactions, not only at the time of meditation, but throughout. If there is one violent reaction during the day, say an argument with a taxi driver or auto rickshaw driver, that trauma in the mind will create such a strong imprint that even during night, you sit in meditation, that daytime argument with the auto rickshaw or taxi fellow, or for that matter, maybe argument with the boss, argument with the wife, argument with the children, could be anything. Any such violent reaction creates an imprint, and it will surface when you are sitting in meditation. And karma yogi, as I said, avoids violent reaction. In fact, a karma yogi totally avoids all types of reactions. And therefore, when he sits in meditation, he can forget those incidences and concentrate on the topic of meditation. And therefore, karma yoga is a must for dhyana yoga. A dhyana yogi, I should say, a meditator. Therefore, Krishna emphasizes karma yoga in the beginning of the 6th chapter itself. We have seen the first sloka. Shri Bhagavanuvacha anashrita karma phalam karyam karma karoti yaha sa sannyasi cha yogi cha na niragnir chakriyah. So first itself he says karma yogi. But he tells that a karma yogi is as good as a sannyasi. So karma yoga is a bahiranga sadhanani number 1. Then the second bahiranga sadhana Krishna emphasizes is self-confidence. Never look down upon yourself. We are all God's creations and we all belong to the Lord. And that qualification is enough for us to feel great. Even if I do not have any other qualification, I am great because I belong to the Lord. Where some people, they take pride in claiming that they belong to such and such glorious family. My grandfather was so and so, my father was so and so, etc., etc. They themselves would not have achieved anything significant. But they will go on saying, my father was so and so, grandfather was so and so. Similarly, we can all claim, Mata me Parvati Devi, Pita Devo Maheshwarah, Bhandavah Shiva Bhaktascha, Swadesho Bhuvanatrayam. We can very happily chant this sloka. We belong to a very big family whose head is the Bhagavan. Pita Devo Maheshwarah. Why can't we feel proud? And Mata is Parvati Devi herself. All relations are Shiva Bhakta, all of my relationships. So never look down upon yourselves. You can accomplish great things in life and you feel defeated. Inject confidence by surrendering to God. Seek the grace of Ishvara. Ishvara Kripa is there to push you. Guru Kripa is there to push you. Shastram is there. Unlike what Modi ji says, double engine government, we have 3 engines are working to push you. So do not be like a cow or a buffalo, which will be lying down on the road and refuse to move, even if beaten. Therefore, be confident. Uddharet atmana atmanam. So discipline number 2, Bahiranga sadhana. And this is not only for spiritual goal. Even for material goals, you require confidence. You require a can-do attitude. So you should not be fatalistic. Fatalism is unvedantic. Many people criticize karma theories as fatalism. That's the biggest misconception. Nowhere in the Vedas, fatalism is talked about. It always says, take charge of your life. So that was the second Bahiranga sadhana. The third value that Krishna emphasizes in Bahiranga sadhana is self-control. When you are using any instrument, you should have control over the instrument. Whether you are driving a car or whether you are using a musical instrument. Why even go there? Even in school, when you are doing a geometry, you get those compass and the protractor and all. When you use them, you must have control over them. Otherwise, a circle will become elliptical. And Krishna says, Bhagavan has given the best instrument to you in the form of your body, mind, sense complex. Wonderful Jnanendriyas, wonderful karmendriyas, wonderful antakaranam. If you just sit down and start counting what all you can do with this wonderful instrument, it will be countless. So many faculties are there, so many instruments are there. The digestive instrument, circulatory instrument, everything Bhagavan has given. And they will all help you if you keep them under your control. Do not be a slave of these instruments and allow them to control you. If you are a master, you can accomplish anything. Therefore, the next discipline is self-control, control of the body, mind, sense complex. Then the fourth discipline that Krishna emphasizes, which is very important, is moderation in everything. Never indulge in anything too much. No doubt, Bhagavan has not only given you the wonderful body, mind, sense complex, he has also given a wonderful world for your enjoyment only. Sense pleasures are allowed. Shastra itself talks about that. But nothing should be overdone. Anything in excess is dangerous, whether it is working, whether it is resting, whether it is sleeping, or whether it is eating, whether it is talking, or whether it is not talking. Maunam. Be moderate in everything. Therefore, take the golden middle path or moderation. As Krishna says in the 17th sloka, Yuktahara viharasya yuktacheshtasya karmasu yuktaswapnavabodhasya yogo bhavati dukkha. Beautiful sloka. So thus 4 disciplines are emphasized in Bahiranga Sadhana: Karma Yoga, self-confidence, self-control, and moderation. And now we come to Antaranga Sadhanani, specific disciplines to be observed just before meditation, which topic is discussed from verse number 10 to 15. Here we saw 8 items to be taken care of, 8-fold factors to be taken care of. What are they? The first is place of meditation, clean, secluded, associated with spirituality, invoking spiritual thoughts in you. Should choose such a place. Second is the time factor. Choose a time when the mind is sattvic, alert, non-extrovert. Whenever you enjoy such a mind, choose that time. If you find that your mind is never like that, try to create such a mind by choosing that time early in the morning or evening, and you practice. And therefore, right time. Third factor is proper seat for sitting on. Have an appropriate asanam, which is exclusively yours, not for sharing with anybody. And use it only for meditational purposes. And Krishna said it should be neither too high nor too low, nor too soft nor too hard, comfortable asana. This is the third factor. So place, time, and seat. Then the fourth factor is the condition of the body, the posture. Krishna said you should sit down if possible. If not, sit comfortably in a chair or something. And if you are sitting down, you can sit down folding your legs with maximum base area. Then keep your body, neck, and head in a straight line, but not stiff. It is straight but not stiff. So this is the fourth factor. Then the fifth condition is of the sense organs. Sense organs, as we know, are very powerful. capable of derailing the entire meditation process. Therefore, he says, withdraw all the sense organs. Let the eyes be partially closed. Krishna said that it should be as though looking at the tip of the nose or as though looking between the eyebrows. So, this is the fifth condition of the sense organs. And number 6 condition is of breathing. He said, prana panau samo kritva nasabhyantaracharina. Samo kritva, the breathing should be smooth, slow, and even. It should not be a disturbed breathing because, according to Shastra, breathing and mind are interconnected. If there is disturbed breathing, it will disturb the mind also. And once the mind is disturbed, you will not get sleep. You can't meditate, you can't concentrate. In fact, by controlling breathing, one can control the mind. And that is why, some people advise that at night when you are not getting sleep for whatever reasons, do deep breathing. 5-10 times do deep breathing, automatically mind will calm down and you will go to sleep. So this was the 6th factor, condition of breathing. Then the 7th factor is the condition of the mind. What should be the condition of the mind? Mind should become mentally, one should become a sannyasi. For that period of meditation, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, half an hour, whatever it is, drop all your relationship, drop all your roles, your role as a father, role as a husband, role as a brother, role as a son, role as a boss, role as a subordinate, all roles. Do not be a father, mother, brother, husband, sister, because any role has got a headache and it can cause emotional disturbance. Therefore, drop all the roles. You should have only one role during meditation, either to be a bhakta, because Bhagavan will not give a problem. He will not cause disturbance in your mind, or be a shishya. Hopefully, if Guru also will not give a problem. Only Bhagavan and Guru will not give you any problem. Everybody else in the world will give you a problem. So this is the mental withdrawal from all sangha. Asangho bhava. This is the 7th condition. And the 8th and the final condition is of the intellect, buddhi. Intellectually, I should be convinced of the value of meditation. If I don't have conviction, I will look upon these 15 minutes or 20 minutes of meditation as a waste of time. I should be convinced that I am getting a benefit in terms of my personality transformation, for which I should know that my peace of mind does not depend upon what I have. My peace of mind depends upon what I am. Therefore, intellectual conviction is also a condition, important condition. So, 8 conditions Krishna talks about. What are they? Place, time, seed, condition of body, sense organs, breathing, mind, and intellect. These are the 8 factors to be taken care of. They are not meditation. Only factors to be taken care of before meditation. And this topic he talks about from verses 10 to 15. Then 16 and 17 we have already seen. They talk about, he comes back again to Bahiranga Sadhanani. Then from verse 18 to 32, Krishna talks about Dhyana Swarupam and Dhyana Phalam. Dhyana Swarupam means the process of meditation. What is the process of meditation? The mind dwelling upon a chosen object is meditation. Which means the mind is there in meditation. Mind is functioning in meditation. And mind entertains the thought in meditation. Therefore, never think of silencing the mind in meditation. Meditation is not about silencing the mind, making the mind blank. That is not meditation. Vedantic meditation is not stopping the mind, not curbing the mind, not restraining the mind, but it is directing the mind, which means thoughts are there, but the thoughts are dealing with the subject matter that I chose. And obviously, in Vedantic meditation, the subject matter to meditate is what? Whatever you have learned in Shravanam, Atma Swarupa. So, whatever I have learned from the scriptures that the body is not real, it is an incidental appendage which will be there for a few years and will disappear. Similarly, sense organ, similarly, the mind. They are all instruments that I handle. My higher nature is the very Chaitanyam, the consciousness principle, which is aware of all of them. And if you remember the second chapter, verses 12 to 25, where we have elaborately discussed about the nature of Atma. Atma Nitya hai, Satya hai, Eka hai, Sarvagata hai, Asanga hai, Akarta, Abhokta, all these, Nirakara hai, Niranjana hai, so many are there. All these you are supposed to have recorded in your Antakaranam at the time of Shravanam. And during meditation, you should replay this recording again and again and again. So if in meditation, if blank comes, it means the recording has not been done properly. And therefore the message is attend the classes regularly and attentively, take notes, listen properly, retain what you have learned and relive them during the meditation. And in this, Krishna talked about 3 stages. Dharana, focusing on the mind, the chosen subject. Dhyanam, retaining the focused condition. And then Samadhi, absorption in that particular subject matter. So focusing, retaining, and getting absorbed. In focusing and retaining, will is involved. But once you have absorbed, then will is not required. Will means the free will. I'm not talking about the will people leave before death. Free will is not required. Only for focusing and retaining, one has to do direct the mind, direct the buddhi and all. So thus dharana, dhyana, samadhi, getting absorbed in the teaching. Brahma Satyam Jagan Mitra, Aham Brahmaiva Naparaha. This teaching is what you have to, one second. This teaching is what you have to bring back during meditation. And Krishna gives example also. What is the example? He said, like the flame which is kept in a breezeless place, a protected flame does not flicker. Similarly, the mind should dwell on the teaching without any flickering. And then Krishna gave 7 definitions for samadhi also. Verse number 20 to 23, he gave 7 definitions. Samadhi is that stage in which chitta uparamanam takes place. Mind subsides. Mind is absorbed in itself. Second definition he said is Atma Darshanam. One's mind is absorbed in the Atma Darshanam, owning up one's own higher nature. Third definition is Atyantika Sukham. One enjoys the maximum Ananda because I am seeing my own higher nature, looking into the mirror of Shastra. How happy we are. When we look at the mirror, see ourselves, we feel very happy, isn't it? In fact, if there is slight problem, we will correct that by looking at the mirror. Similarly, when I am looking at the Shastra, the mirror of Shastra, my own nature, I get Atyantika Sukha. And then he talked about Tattva Nishta, being established in one's own real nature, the fourth definition. Then Atyantika Labha. It's a stage when one has attained the highest in life. And Atyantika Dukkha Nivrittihi, stage in which one has withdrawn from, one is free from all sorrows. And then finally, Krishna defined Dukkha Sanyoga Viyoga, a stage in which a person is no more identified with the gains of Anatma. So details you can all refer back. So beautiful 7 definition of Samadhi Krishna gave, and they all come under the actual process of meditation. And then Krishna discusses the Dhyana Phalam in the same portion from 18 to 32. Both topics are there. Dhyana Phalam means the benefit of meditation, the benefit of transformation of the personality, the way I look at the world, the way I look at the events in life, the way I look at myself. Everything is completely transformed. The world does not undergo any change, but my way of looking at it has changed. And the greatest benefit of this perspective change is Sarvatra Samadarshana, freedom from Raga Dvesha. So I am neither attached to anything in the creation. Attachment is no more my weakness, nor do I hate anything intensely. Ragadesha, Dvesha, Atitatvam, Samadarsanam, Sarvatra Samadarsanam. That is what Krishna's advice is. I might have preferences in life. And as I told earlier also, preferences are different from Ragadesha. For example, I would like to have a cup of coffee in the morning, is one thing. I direly need a cup of coffee. I can't do without a cup of coffee in the morning, is quite different. So a Jnana Nishta might have preferences in life, but he is not a slave of any object, any situation, or any person. And the toughest thing, as we all know, is getting out of attachment towards people. That is the final detachment. Fortunately, today call after call is coming. Okay. So this Raga Dvesha Atitatvam or Sarvatra Samadarsanam is presented as the main benefit. A few more benefits Krishna mentions, but the main one is Samadarsanam. And Samatvam alone is called Shanti, equanimity, poise. And this is the Dhyana Phalam, which can otherwise be called Jivan Muktihi. And thereafter, from verse 33 to 36, Krishna talks about the obstacles to meditation. Even though many obstacles are discussed in the Shastra, here in the 6th chapter, Krishna deals with only one obstacle, and that is Vikshepaha, wandering nature of the mind, restlessness of the mind. Vikshepa Pratibandha. And Krishna gives a twofold remedy, which is Vairagyam and Abhyasa. And Abhyasa means practice. So practice of the meditation. And as we say, practice means makes a man perfect. Sheer Abhyasa will itself improve meditation. And second one is Vairagyam. Vairagyam means reducing the Raga Dvesha slavery. In fact, raga dveshas are one of the very powerful enemies of a spiritual seeker. And therefore, Krishna repeatedly will say, not only here, throughout Bhagavad Gita, learn to handle your likes and dislikes, attachments and aversions. You have to handle them because they are your number one internal enemies. In fact, according to Shastra, there are no external enemies. If anybody is able to disturb you, it is because you have allowed that person to disturb you, either by having a raga or dvesha. If I have raga attachment to a person, I will be disturbed when that person goes away. And if I have dvesha or hatred towards someone, I will be disturbed when he comes near me. In both cases, I am disturbed because I have provided that person the capacity to disturb me because of my raga and dvesha. If I am neutral, I cannot be disturbed by anyone at all. So one method of handling is, the obstacle is, I do not have either raga or dvesha. I am neutral, and therefore handling vikshepa is getting rid of raga dvesha. And practice, consistent practice, abhyasa is another method. This is dhyana pratibandha pariharau, obstacle and remedy from verse 33 to 36. Then from verse 37 to 45 is the last topic. With the previous topic, that is with the 36th verse, the meditation part is over. Then Arjuna asks a question which sets the stage for an aside topic. Arjuna's question is, despite having Shraddha and despite having put in the best efforts, suppose one fails in the spiritual journey and dies before attaining moksha or jnanam, what will happen to that person in the next birth? Because Arjuna is looking at himself. Shravanam and all he has done, but he has now learned so many requirements, Bahiranga sadhanani, Antaranga sadhanani, everything. And he is in doubt whether he can actually do all those things. And all this Shravanam and all will not lead to Nididhyasanam. He will not be able to put in the necessary effort for Nididhyasanam. And therefore he will not attain moksha. So what will happen in such a case? Because Arjuna's worry is that he has not done enough karma. With the result that he has not got enough punyam for going to Swargaloka. And he will not succeed in gaining knowledge also. So moksha also he will not get. So his question is, will I not have a downfall spiritually? So the essence of Arjuna's question is, what will happen to a yoga bhrashta in the next janma? For which Krishna gave an elaborate answer. He encouragingly said that whoever comes to the spiritual line, he has got only two phalams or two possibilities. If he gains knowledge, he will get moksha. If he does not get knowledge, he is going to enjoy Swarga Phalam because of the sheer punyam he will earn by listening to the scriptures. And therefore, minimum is Swarga, maximum is moksha. And not only that, that person will enjoy Swarga, because Swarga enjoyment will last till his punyam lasts. Shine punya martyalokam vishanti will happen. But when he is reborn on the Bhuloka, after his Swarga enjoyment, he will get a very conducive birth to continue the spiritual journey from where he left off in this Janma. And since he will have the advantage of Purva Janma Vasana, his spiritual journey will start earlier in life. And it will not only start earlier, it will be faster also. And he will effortlessly attain Jnanam and Moksha. And therefore, there is no reason to be pessimistic. And Krishna says, enjoy your spiritual journey. And with this, Krishna concludes the Yoga Brashta topic. And then in the last two slokas, 46 and 47, Krishna concludes the sixth chapter, coming back to meditation once again. That is the main topic of sixth chapter. So he sums up the whole thing. Krishna says one who is practicing Vedantic meditation is the highest yogi because he is nearest to moksha. Karma yogi, upasana yogi, shravana yogi, manana yogi, nididhyasana yogi. Among these five yogis, the other four are farther from moksha, whereas nididhyasana yogi is in the fifth and final step. He is just one step away from liberation. And therefore, Krishna says, Arjuna, do not stop with Shravanam, practice Vedantic meditation. Even if you do not practice asana, posture, etc., doesn't matter. In some form or the other, may you dwell upon the teaching. So, with the glorification of Vedantic meditation, Krishna concludes his discourse. And this chapter is called the two names, Dhyana Yoga or Atma Sanyama Yoga, because the central theme is directing the mind towards meditation, especially Vedantic meditation and Vedantic teaching. Oh, good. I completed in just 2 minutes extra. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnamevavasishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Dhanyavad hai.
धन्यवाद राजा
Thank
धन्यवाद राजा
you very much, all of you.
Thank you,
Guruji,
Guruji.
I
Guruji,
hope I didn't go very fast as the summary.
one small question.
Yeah.
Can you quantify karma when Arjuna says, have I done enough karma or he is not satisfied with this karma commitment? Is there any way you can quantify it?
Yeah.
When do you say I have done
Easy.
enough?
If you follow all the vidhis and nishedas stated in the Veda, is the quantification for following all the karmas. There are so many do's and don'ts which are there in the Veda.
Correct.
Arjuna being a warrior, he might not have been able to do, for example, simple things, Sandhya Vandana. In the war field or whenever he is there, he might not have been able to do Sandhya Vandana. For example, if you remember when they were in Ajnanavasam, Arjuna was a transgender.
Transgender, correct.
Now, as a transgender, can he do Sandhya Vandanam?
No, he cannot reveal his identity.
He cannot reveal his identity. So that 1 year period of Ajnanavasam, he would not have done Sandhya Vandanam. And that is the biggest fault. Every person who has been inducted in the Vedas, minimum karma is Sandhya Vandanam. Then, of course, the other karmas are there, like, Amavasya, Paurnamasya, Shraddham, then, annual Shraddham. So many karmas are there. There are karmas relating to Agni. You are supposed to keep 3 types of Agni at home. All our Agnis today are in the matchbox. So Arjuna knows all these things, that I have not strictly followed all the Vedantic injunctions. So I have not completed. And only if you follow all the Vedantic injunctions, you will go to Swargaloka. That is what is the Purva Bhaga's final result. Because obviously, when there is so many karmas are advised or ordained, somebody will ask, what is the result of this? So the Karmakanda says, you will go to Swarga. You get enough punyam, you go to Swarga. Arjuna knows that. So he knows that he has not gained enough punyam to go to Swarga. Does that clarify?
True, but if you follow the rule book, I think whole day you will be busy doing something or the other towards karma.
We are supposed to do only that, not go and work in an office.
How do you how do you
See,
survive? How do you earn?
Vedas gives dharma for every ashrama.
Correct.
Brahmacharya, what is the dharma? Grihastha what is the dharma? Then Vanaprastha what is the dharma? And Sannyasa, what is the dharma?
Hmm.
A part of this whole thing is, mind you, in the Grihastha earning is not prohibited.
Okay.
One needs to earn.
Hmm.
Veda, accepts that. But
Hmm.
what should be that form of earning? What should be the attitude when you are earning? All these are also described.
Hmm.
So a Grihastha should follow that. Today, can we call ourselves Brahmanas? Because on the one hand, the earning methodology is either of a Vaishya or a Sudra,
Correct.
or even a Kshatriya for that matter. Who is living the life of a Brahmana today? Nobody. Perhaps they may be there, we don't know. So there are so many things. This karma business is not very easy. And the simplest excuse we have got is all this is possible in maybe Satyuga, Dwapara Yuga, Kali Yuga, nothing is possible. That okay, be happy with that. Whatever punya you get, you earn. And that is why, this Kali Yuga is the best time to do Vedanta, Nididhyasaram, get out of this whole thing. No birth at all. So no birth, no karma, nothing. That's the solution.
But your next birth is based on your karma again. It's a closed
Yeah,
loop.
exactly. Yoga Brashta. So that also guaranteed, if not this birth. If you are a Yoga Brashta, next birth you will complete. If Nididhyasanam is not complete in this birth, you will be born. I mean, you will be a Ramana Maharishi. Right from the young age, you will take to spirituality. Or even Swami Paramarthananda. He went and joined Sandipani when he was a young student. These people come into Vedanta so early at 16 and 17. What we were doing, you think about it. Probably we were dating, so of course, not in our time. These days, 16, 17, boys, girls, they date each other and go around and all that things do. They,
Correct. Correct. Hmm.
pubs, parties, and whatnot. So these people at that age, they have gone to Gurukulams and studied the Vedanta. So they must all be Yoga Prashta of the previous birth. Very
Hmm.
simple inference we can make. Because if they had got moksha, they would not have been born. Since they are born, they should have been Yoga Prashta only. Because what Krishna says, early in the life itself, you will get into spirituality. That is true in their case.
They can still give mid-course correction to rectify their actions.
Sorry?
They can still give mid-course corrections to rectify their actions, provided they have realizing what they are doing.
Yeah, that is quite true. But then people, it's not possible in the sense that, like you said, whole day you'll be doing karma and all.
Hmm.
It is true, which people once upon a time were doing when the world was not so complicated. Today, it's a very complicated world. The
Absolutely.
biggest karma everybody does is looking at the cell phone time and again, sending
Hmm.
WhatsApp messages. That is the every day, 365 days, 24 by 7, that is what they do. Middle of the night also, they will wake up and
Yes,
see if there is any message or anything.
true,
Understand?
true, true.
So with
Absolutely
all
correct.
these things, we will not be able to discuss what Vedas talk about karma, quantification, and all that. So the best solution is this. If you can't get a job in general quota, get a scheduled caste certificate, you will get a job.
Which you have already got, because that is how.
We have already
that,
applied for it. So should get
no,
it.
no. At least we are in this path. No,
Yeah,
that itself is very rare.
correct. That itself is very rare. Yeah, this itself is very rare. Stepping into Vedanta itself is very, very rare. In fact, the very thing that I should learn something about Upanishads, that thought itself is a very rare thought. And in fact, you will observe this in your family itself. Not only at home, other family members. Everybody will know you are attending classes. Will anybody express any interest? I also want to join. Nobody will. Your spouse may be there, children may be there. They don't want to do all these things. Because that vasana is not there. And even today, we have interest. It is also because we might not be in yoga brashta, but a process which we have started in one of the earlier births. That vasana we are carrying, and that we have brought it forward. So at some stage in our life, in this life, that vasana has bloomed. So whether it is at 50 years, 60 years, 70 years, you come to Vedanta. So when you look at life as a continuum, from right from the first birth to moksha, then you will understand, see the pattern. This is what is happening. And then many questions that we have, why is this happening? Why is that happening? All that questions can be answered very easily if you understand that. Same family, two people, totally different behavior, totally different attitude. Why? Vasanas of the previous births. So all these things, holistically, we must understand. Then we will be able to answer the questions which appear in our mind ourselves. Okay.
Good. Thank you very much, Gurji.
Thank you,
Namaskar.
Hari Om, Hari
Thank
Om.
you.
Yes, Ramuji, what is your question?
No question. I was just checking whom you are consulting in Bombay.
One Dr. Daruwala is there.
Okay. He's
Deepak
independent.
Daruwala.
He's attached to some hospital?
Well, yeah, not only one hospital. He goes to few hospitals for surgery and all that.
Okay.
But he has his clinic
Okay.
where in the evenings he sees some patients.
Okay.
But mainly there is one S.R. Mehta, some hospital is there in Siam.
Okay.
That is where he mainly, is mainly attached to that hospital.
Okay.
In fact, my
So
IPO and all was done in that hospital.
Okay. Actually, I was knowing someone 25 years back who used to be consultant in Bridge Candy and Jaslok and all.
Okay.
Dr. Vishwanathan, you might have heard his name. No, I don't know. I don't have his contact, or I would have shared with him.
No, it doesn't
Yes, sir.
matter, I mean,
Yeah, you are
my health is improving day by day. My blood pressure is more or less, I should say, under control. When I am taking 3 or 4 readings during various times in the day,
Okay.
only one reading slightly, 150, 160 at the upper level and 85, 90 at the lower level is there. Otherwise, everything is under control. My sugar has come down to 124, a random reading. So everything is under control, things are progressing. So I am quite satisfied with the way things are going. And in any case, I am going to get the second opinion from Narayana Hridayalaya. So that also probably latest, maybe this doctor is old fellow, is 67 years old. So he also is not up to date with what has happened in the latest medical technology. So
No, that also that's why that Vishwanathan is also not old. He might be around 65 or 60, 65. I know him from last 25 years.
So let us see, because hospitals like Narayana Hridayalaya and all that, they are all modern equipments and they keep themselves up to date with all these kind of things.
Okay.
And
you can contact that person if you need. There's no problem.
No, my son knows a lot of top people. In fact, he has met Devi Shetty and he has you know,
Okay.
to him because they were there, his clients, when he was working in Dubai.
Okay.
So he has been to Narayan, had meetings with top people and all that. Of
Okay,
course,
no
not
problem.
on the surgery side, not on the medical side, but on the administration side.
Administrative side.
Because they were setting up all the systems and everything for Narayan.
Okay. Okay.
But then having said that, once he knows all those people, even Devi Shetty himself can be consulted. And
Okay.
even the head of IT of Narayan Hridayalaya was my son's boss in that company.
Okay.
So
Okay.
later he joined Narayan Hridayalaya.
No problem.
So that's not a problem. He will get the report, get a good opinion, from
Okay.
there. And he said that if need be, you may, if you want to, if they say you travel to Bangalore and show and do it all
Yeah.
that they are saying. So all that we will do.
Okay.
Whatever is required to be done, we will do.
Yes. Yes, sir. No, don't worry. It's all, as you said, everyone, it is a normal reading.
Yeah.
You can't, put everyone in one coat.
Exactly. And this is the recovery is so fast that within 1 week of my following the new regime, things have come under control. All that I need to do is not become careless, careless again. That's all. Continue with this.
My mother also used to have 160, 180, 180 and all many times, and used to take 6, 7 tablets per day,
Yeah,
2 times and all for BP.
So that is the thing. And as I say, we cannot generalize in these matters. Every body is a separate thing, rather. Right?
Mm.
So I don't know about my country, my body, whether it is can take this kind of a pressure.
Yeah.
Apparently it has, because this has been probably going on for the last 2 years. I didn't realize. But it has stood. And in fact, when I went to the US, we went on a holiday to Costa Rica.
Mm.
And there I had to walk so much, climb hills and things like that and all.
Okay.
Did all that.
Mm.
And only, of course, the thing was that I was getting slightly breathless. The legs were, started giving some pain and all. So all I used to do was sit down for 2, 3 minutes and then again start. I'm
Okay.
wondering, if something had gone wrong there, what would have happened? Because I'm sure my heart would have been under great pressure during that trip.
Okay.
So all that we have done and come back, survived that. So now no problem. I mean, I'm sure that things will work out well.
Okay, ji. Thank you.
Hari Om. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hari Om. Yes, Anjali ji.
Yeah, Guruji, namaste. First of all, wishing you a fast recovery, long and healthy life.
Thank you.
And you have briefed very nicely. The summary was very nice. You have emphasized on every minute details that you have taught earlier. I have one small question. In 46th shloka, Krishna says, Tasmat Yogi Bhavarjuna. That is he concludes with the yogi who is the yogi Sreshta, who is doing the Vedantic meditation. Then, after having said that, in the 47th shloka, I am getting little confused. Is he turning, because he is saying, the one who worships me with faith is the great yogi. So is he redefining the yogi, or he is continuing with the same subject?
Same subject. See, he has said, the Dhyana Yogi or Nididhyasana Yogi, Bhava, he has said, right?
Yeah.
Now he is concluding what is that this is Nididhyasana, what is the subject matter of Nididhyasana. He is just as a reminder tells that on me, Paramatma,
Okay.
Brahman, that you focus. That is the song. That's all. It's just
Okay.
clarifying and thereby glorifying this entire meditation process and also glorifying the meditator. That is what he says.
Okay. Thank you.
Hari Om. Thank you.
Guruji, I think we should keep remembering Shloka 617 about moderation.
Yeah. I'm getting the message.
No, all of us.
All of us, yes. In fact, moderation is, and moderation you can achieve only if you are reduce your raga dveshas to a very great extent.
Correct.
Your likes and dislikes, it all has to be, made it minimum.
Correct.
Whatever you are supposed to do, you are supposed to do. you can't say, okay, once in a while I will do this and all that also, that you should be very careful, because that slip should not become a fall, right?
True, true, true.
So that's what happened with me. A slip became a fall. Because I was, as I told you, I was following a very strict regimen, walking, yoga, diet, everything. Everything was under control. Then when everything was under control for quite some time, and people will say, "Ah, everything is under control.
Relaxed a
Once in a
little.
while you do this, once in a while you have this, and that there stops. And the biggest enemy, I tell you, is one instrument which Bhagavan has given, tongue.
And,
It is a what I call it, a dual role it plays. It can become enemy for speaking, it can become enemy
yes,
for
yes.
eating also. And these
Yes,
are the
both.
two things which will completely destroy our life. So you don't need to do anything else. Control your tongue, you will control everything.
Absolutely, absolutely.
That is,
Very rightly said, sir.
sorry,
Very rightly summarized.
that's only one thing. Control your tongue. Because all the sugar problem, everything, and even forget sugar problem, any other problem, because taste is very good. No, now, for example, now I am eating all this, the boiled vegetables morning and evening, bland, no,
Correct.
no salt, nothing is there in that. So your tongue wants. He said, "What the hell are you doing, man?" It's all okay for your sugar and all that pancreas, but for me, what? So what I do, I will put some half a spoon of sambar or something with that and mix it. And then I will eat it so that the tongue is also satisfied. And at the same time, too much of unnecessary things, boiled, fried things are all not going in. So somehow we have to use our free will, our intelligence to manage all these things, manage that.
Absolutely, absolutely.
That is the thing. Anyhow,
Okay. Thank you, Guruji.
it's all
Namaskar.
learnings of Vedanta. Okay. Okay, Hari Om. Thanks a lot. We'll meet next week. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Guruji.
Hari Om
Namaste.
Guruji.
Om, thank
Thank
you.
you.
Hari Om
Hari Om.
Guruji.
Thank you.
Thank